All right, let's talk Big Ben Roethlisberger. What's going on in Pittsburgh, right? 2 weeks of not really good football play out of him, out of the offense in general. They won one of those games, but that was very much a defensive and special teams win against Buffalo. So what's going on here with Roethlisberger? People are very quick, I feel like, anytime an older quarterback has a couple of games to just write him off and say that he's washed up. So let's talk about Roethlisberger and say, is he washed up or is there still some game left? Really, let's just talk about what we've seen through 2 weeks, because that's probably the better way to talk about this. It's hard to really say, the predicting aspect can be kind of a little bit difficult, but the, talking about what happened is a lot more easy. So we'll focus on that, at least for most of this video. So, we'll start off with something like this. I think this is what, if you're a Big Ben, fan and you like him and think that he is still good, what you'll probably say is that, listen, he's become more of a game manager these past couple of years, which, Drew Brees did that, right? Drew Brees, you look at his numbers the past few seasons in New Orleans, even though we all kind of felt like, okay, yeah, he can't really play anymore, his numbers were still great because he just knew his limitations and kind of was able to do some game managerial stuff like this play with Big Ben. It's going to be cover 2 zone, and you have a receiver who's running a route that could get into a gap in coverage, just underneath the safety in this, zone area. And so watch, Roethlisberger takes the snap, and you see that at this point, he's in the throwing motion, but he's not actually throwing. He's getting the corner, who's a little bit underneath the receiver I've circled in yellow, to kind of run further deep. He's trying to stretch this stuff out so that way you can throw underneath, then take the check down, which can get you more yards. This is game managerial stuff, right? This is good stuff if you are going to be the guy who wants to do this kind of thing, which I think can be really effective. However, on this play, when Roethlisberger does throw it over, you're going to see that there's a really good tackle made right there by the Raiders. So, okay, good tackle was made. You did the right thing, and just good defense happened. Usually we praise guys like Roethlisberger for that and say, good defense is going to happen. So that's, if you're a Roethlisberger fan, what you would say. However, it's not like this is all he's doing, and we've seen some dumb mistakes, quite frankly. Something like this is a good example of what I would consider just a straight-up mistake, where, again, on paper, this is the route that could potentially work. It's very similar to that last play. This is cover 3 instead of cover 2, but basically same idea. It's a route that could get into a gap in coverage. And once this play starts, again, same idea. Raiders playing good defense, give them credit. There's not a lot open right here. So while Roethlisberger would want to make this throw, he can't right now. Or can he? So this, what you do when you're at this point, once you get deep, if the ball isn't coming your way, you then just run further down the field. So once you get to your spot, sort of towards the sideline, just turn around, run further downfield. The issue with this is that there's no way of knowing if that's actually going to work and get open or if it's not. This is definitely a risky throw from Roethlisberger's perspective if he's going to just basically lead him, but he has to make the throw now. Instead, Roethlisberger chucks one up, and this is going to end up getting intercepted. Kind of a dumb decision. And again, it was a weird play where, his receiver ran into a defensive player. So, maybe like that. It was just kind of a weird play. So it's hard to completely crush him for the result. But I do think it's fair to say, regardless, that's not a throw he should have made. I also would say on going to another play, we've kind of seen this a little bit. Teams running a lot of more cover 2, and it's had a lot of success. It made a lot of quarterbacks look bad. It made Ben Roethlisberger look bad in this game, although he still had some moments. So, for one reason, it's a cover 2, but not really. Both safeties are going to play very aggressive, very far in. So, this go route on the sideline actually can work. It's a true one-on-one matchup against Trayvon Mullen, who's a good corner, but he's also not like an elite corner. He's someone you can beat. And with Deontay Johnson for the Steelers, this is a good matchup. There's not a lot of great matchups, actually. The Raiders, with the addition of Nate Hobbs and Casey Hayward, they just look like a much better secondary. But regardless, this is a better matchup for the Steelers. This is one that Roethlisberger is going to take a chance on. And look, as you see, he actually looks at a first read over the middle at first, but then he chucks one deep, and it's a really accurate throw. So again, taking a chance here actually works out. So sometimes taking that chance does not work out. Sometimes taking the chance does work out. But it's kind of like either you got to be the gunslinger or you got to be the game manager. I want there to be kind of a plan And maybe being the gunslinger type is the better move because he still does have arm strength. He still can push the ball down the field, which is kind of why I sort of lean towards he's probably not washed up. He's probably just had a bad couple of games against two defenses that maybe are better than we expected heading into this season. But again, there's stuff like this. There's just these bad decisions that Roethlisberger makes. And listen, part of Roethlisberger's game has always been he'll chuck the ball deep. He's not afraid to take a shot, right? On this play, it's zone coverage, cover 3. You have a deep route. So, it's against Trayvon Mullen again. So this has worked out. It's not a horrible decision to make. I don't hate the logic behind this throw. And I got to be clear, Trayvon Mullen is not a bad corner. It's just, the Raiders have had a lot of good corners outside of Damon Arnette. If he's on the field, target him. But other than that, it does make some sense to target, sort of the least good corner that the Raiders have had so far through 2 weeks. And watch. So Roethlisberger takes a snap. He's going to fire this one, but I don't really know why. Because look at how, it's a go route. And you see that there's really just no separation. In fact, there is separation, but it's because Mullen is so much further down the field than the receiver Roethlisberger wants to hit. This is the definition of a bail me out ball, right? Where you want the receiver to just bail you out, chase Claypool. And listen, Claypool can do that from time to time, but this is just a tough situation. As you see, Roethlisberger takes the chance. It isn't going to work out. And you could argue some of this is game plan, where why are you having Roethlisberger continuously chuck the ball down the field? This seemed like it was a strategy of theirs to chuck the ball down the field when I think over the middle stuff could have been open more, but it just didn't really work out. It's hard for me to really sit here on like a play like this and say it's a bad throw, but it's clearly not a decision that Roethlisberger should have made, and it's kind of, uncharacteristic even for a gunslinger type like Big Ben. And I think one more thing is that I saw a couple of plays where it's like, okay, you don't really need to be doing that. So like on this play, zone coverage, couple of deeper routes, also route over the middle. Something could potentially get open here, and watch what happens. Roethlisberger takes the snap. He's going to look down sort of towards the bottom of the screen, looking at the go route in that area. It's not open. Okay, fine. Is what it is, even though both the safeties are kind of playing a little bit shallower, so it is a one-on-one matchup. This isn't open, so don't take this chance. I agree with this decision. The issue is that Roethlisberger, he's going to want to do something else here, but he's quite frankly, he's not able to get as much time as he used to be able to get. Watch him then try to scramble out, and he's going to end up getting sacked. I think that, maybe young Big Ben doesn't get sacked there, or maybe he does, and maybe this has just kind of been a bad couple of games for him. That's kind of the frustrating thing of trying to make a decision here, is how much of this is small sample size, how much of this is, no, he actually is washed up. To me, it feels like small sample size. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like to me. So yeah, listen, I do think the demise of Big Ben might be a bit exaggerated. I think it's also fair to say, not everyone just completely falls off a cliff. A lot of guys do, but some guys do have a gradual decline, and that could be the case with Roethlisberger as well. I guess I just need to see a little bit more time. The guy I'm seeing right now is a guy who, part of this too might be maybe the ball placement isn't as good as he's used to, and that's why some of these throws aren't working out as well, right? That absolutely could be an aspect, and it makes your decisions look worse when your accuracy isn't as good. This is part of something I say with Jameis Winston, is like, people would think he's a much better decision maker if he was a much more accurate quarterback. Now, I still don't think he would be a great decision maker, but there is an aspect to that when your throws aren't pinpoint accurate, although I didn't really see a ton of that in this game, maybe on a throw or two. So that could be making a difference as well. It's just really hard to tell. I think we need more time. I really do. I think it's too early to call. That's what my official stance on this is going to be. Kind of a boring stance. It's more fun to say he's absolutely a bust, or no, he's going to turn it around. To me, I haven't seen enough evidence to feel strongly one way or the other just yet. We've seen him throughout his career have ebbs and flows. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.